Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Chicago Bears have signed Yannick Ngakoue, former Pro Bowler from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, this season played for the Indianapolis Colts, but when he was a Pro Bowler, he was on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ngakoue, who played 15 games this season with the Colts, in those 15 games, had almost a double-digit sack season this year. I mean, he's really been close in every year in his NFL. Every year he's played in the NFL since 2016. He's always been close to a double-digit sack. The lowest sack number he's ever had in a season has been 8, and that's going back to 2016. This season he had 9.5 sacks on 29 tackles with 8 tackles for loss and 16 QB hits. 2021 with the Raiders, played in 17 games with 17 starts. Oh, and also mention in 2022 he also had 1 forced fumble, and I mean that was really it. He had 1 forced fumble in 2022 with his 9.5 sacks. 2021 with the Raiders, played 17 games, 17 starts, had 3 passes deflected and 2 forced fumbles, had 10 sacks, so a double-digit sack season, 28 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, and 23 QB hits. 2020 spent his time with 2 teams. Started off with the Vikings and played in 6 games with 5 starts, then went over to going back to the Vikings. 6 games and 5 starts, had 2 forced fumbles, 5 sacks, 12 tackles, and 5 tackles for loss with 8 QB hits. His 9 games with 3 starts with the Ravens, he had 1 pass deflected, 2 forced fumbles, so a total of 4 forced fumbles on the season, 3 sacks, 11 tackles, and 2 tackles for loss, and 3 QB hits. 2019 with the Jaguars, he spent his first 4 years in the NFL with the Jags, played in 15 games with 15 starts with 1 interception. He only has 2 career interceptions in his career, and that was one of them. And that interception, he returned it for 23 yards, and it was a touchdown. In 2019, he also had 6 passes deflected with 4 forced fumbles and 1 fumble recovery, which he's only had 3 of those in his career. He had 8 sacks with 41 tackles, which is the most he's had in his season in his career, with tackles, 15 QB hits, and 13 tackles for loss. 2018 with the Jags, he played 16 games, 16 starts. He had 1 pass deflected with 9.5 sacks, 28 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, and 33 QB hits. He had one of his best seasons in the NFL in 2017 with the Jaguars, played in 16 games, 16 starts, 6 forced fumbles, which is a career high for him, 2 fumble recoveries, which he returned those for 67 yards, and did have a touchdown on one of those fumble recoveries. He had 12 sacks, which is the most sacks he's had in a season, with 30 combined tackles and 10 tackles for loss, and 23 QB hits. Then 2016, in his rookie year with the Jaguars, he had 16 games, 15 starts, 1 interception, which he returned that interception for 9 yards, 2 passes deflected, 4 forced fumbles, 8 sacks, 23 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 14 QB hits. So he's really been good in the NFL since he got there. I love this signing for the Bears. They've improved their defense throughout the start of free agency. I just want to talk about how, I know people notice that this Bears team has improved, but I don't think people know how I just feel like this Bears team, at least in my opinion, has improved more than people think. Look at some of the additions they've added in for the defense. They added in let's look at some of the defensive linemen. DeMarcus Walker on a 3-year contract, and also Andrew Billings, and then they also now have added Yannick Ngakoue. They added in the 2nd round. They drafted defensive lineman with the 53rd overall pick, Gervin Dexter Sr., and now signed Ngakoue. So the defensive line is improved. How about the linebackers they've added in? Dylan Cole, the 2 big guys, Tremaine Edmonds from the Bills, who is one of the best linebackers in the league. I think, in my opinion, a top 7, top 10 linebacker in this league. I think he's a very underrated guy. TJ Edwards, who I think he had the most I do believe he had the most tackles on the Eagles last year. He had like 139, 140 tackles last year with the Eagles. Signed him on a 3-year contract. So with the linebackers, they added in T.J. Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, also added in Yannick Ngakoue. Look at some of the offensive additions they've made. They added in Deontay Foreman in the, or not no, more defensive, another defensive move I forgot they did. They also drafted with the 56th overall pick. They drafted corner Trikey Stevenson. But look at some of the offensive moves they've also made. They traded for DJ Moore. So that's one thing. They traded for DJ Moore. They signed running back Deontay Foreman, who had a great year last year with the Panthers. Signed Packers tight end Robert Tonyan. So that's another move for the offense. What else am I missing? They drafted Rashawn Johnson. They improved the offensive line, signed Nate Davis to a 3-year deal. They drafted it with the 10th overall pick, Darrell Wright, offensive lineman. Their offensive line is improved. Their offense in general is improved with adding in some more weapons for Justin Fields. Their defense is improved. And not only that, not only is everything really improved for Chicago, but you're looking at two of the best teams in the division from last year getting worse. The Packers lost a lot of weapons this year. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Alan Lazard is gone. Randall Cobb is gone. A lot of players, Robert Tonyan, who went to the Chicago Bears, is gone. A lot of players from the Packers offense are gone. A guy who's, I was about to say rookie, but a guy who's never actually been a starter in the NFL, has only started one game and has played in like 3 games in his career. Jordan Love, who I think should be very good, but he is their starter. The Packers are worse than they were 8-9 last year, and they were 3rd in the division last year. They're gonna be worse next year. The Vikings, I think the Vikings should be solid this season, but the Vikings have lost some assets. They have let go of guys like Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook, who were very productive for their offense last year. Now they did improve their offense. They added in Jordan Addison in the draft, but at the same time, they did lose Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook. They also lost Patrick Peterson as well. So, I think, just in my opinion, I feel like this Vikings team has gotten a little worse, and same thing for the Packers. The Lions have definitely gotten better, but the Bears have gotten better too. I think the Bears, I don't think they should be the favorites to win this division. I personally think the Lions should be. But I think the Bears have a sneaky shot to potentially win this division with the way the offensive line and the defense has improved. And they've added in some new weapons like Deontay Foreman, Rashawn Johnson, Robert Tonyan, and DJ Moore into the offense for CJ Stroud. I'm thinking because I've been talking about the Texans all day. For Justin Fields, I just love some of the additions the Chicago Bears have made this offseason. I think they should be a really sneaky team to watch this upcoming season. Use your thoughts on the signing. That's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, and peace out.